does not deal with the 21 days of going live. So I'm just going to go live instead of creating a video and um, and then uploading it. I'm just going to go live, and it's going to be based off of a text I just received. And someone and I typed it into what I use is Perplexity, right? And I said, someone asked me, they text me and said, have I heard of the movie Shelter? And they said, what do you think of people appropriating other people's ideas and life experiences for their own profit and gain? And I'm hoping, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to come off as that type of person because I've been homeless. I've been in the shelter. I've met people in the hospitals who were suicidal, who were homicidal. And I had a family member that's on drugs. I've had a intimate partner that was severely narcissistic, abusive. And I've lived that life of a retired military spouse, which had 4 combat tours under their belt. And I've dealt with all that. And I don't want to come off like that type of person. So I'm thinking about asking him, do he want to do an interview with me about it? So I did try to call, they didn't answer, but I'm looking to ask him that, and I'll let him know I made this video and send it to him as well. And so it came back and said, you're not coming off like someone appropriating anything if you speak honestly about what you actually lived through. What you described is lived experience, not borrowed material. And it can be the foundation for a thoughtful interview or commentary piece. So stopping right there for a minute, I do remember when I first started on my journey as far as listening to various different people and how they talk and stuff like that. Some people, and it will come through um, the emails, how they send structured text messages and stuff like that. And you can tell who actually been through something and who didn't. And I used to read them and be like, or either I would listen to some of their videos and be like, that motherfucker ain't go through shit. But and stuff like that. So what their message mean, their question about shelter and people profiting off of other people's pain sounds like they may be talking about ethics, authenticity, or storytelling boundaries, not necessarily like accusing you or someone else of doing this. Since you lived through the homelessness, hospital trauma, family addiction, and abusive marriage, your angle is personal testimony, not imitation. So the key is to frame it as your own story in your own words with care for privacy and dignity. And it goes on how to answer them, blah, 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 and talks about, if you do interview them. So I went on to say, I asked another question. I said, and also, what makes me think of this is that yesterday, when I did a live video, a young lady that I had met at the shelter in Arizona, she came on my live and said, Emily, I graduated from the rehab program I went to. And I was like, so happy for her. I was like, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. And she also said, and she got her kids back. She's with her children. And she came on my live and said that to me. I didn't make her say it. I didn't ask her to say it. And I know things like that people get uncomfortable with. Like, why people talking to me like that, And I've been through things with people, and I think that was part of my path to go through that so I can understand and see what other people have been through and how I handle it. without breaking down, and meeting other people and hearing their stories. Um, I don't know. It's like touchy situation, I guess, but it also helps me with the LLC and the 501(c)(3) I want to do, the profit and nonprofit organization. Like, how am I supposed to have an organization without having gone through these things myself and seeing and experiencing things firsthand, you know? And that's what I typed in. And it came back with saying, you are describing what you are describing is not exploitation by default. It is often called shared, lived experience and community testimony. The fact that people open up to you or that someone came on your live and shared a real milestone can actually show that you create a space where people feel safe and seen. And so I've had that all my life where regardless of what situation or where I was, I mean, I've even had people come up to me working in the hospital and said that they were on drugs. Um, and I had to keep quiet about it, or they'll say certain family members are bigots like clans and stuff like that, and I have to be quiet about it. Just a lot of different things, right? So I don't make people come up to me. I don't, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm gonna read on what it says. Why this can feel heavy. Oh, it makes sense that this feels touchy because when people share trauma, I don't get it with people with their dogs. It's like I know you love your animals and stuff like that, but I mean, why put it on other people? Whether you clean them or not, whether like me, I'm afraid of them. You have no respect for other people just because you love them. It doesn't mean that I hate them, but it's like have some respect. I don't know. So anyway, let me read on. It says, why this can feel heavy. It makes sense that this feels touchy because when people share trauma, recovery, or family struggles, it can raise questions about privacy, consent, and whether the moment is being handled respectfully. And but the important distinction is this: you did not force her to share, and you responded with support and dignity, which is very different from using someone's pain for content. Your reaction, celebrating her recovery and reunion with her children, sounds compassionate, not predatory. How it fits your purpose. Your background gives you real world perspective on shelter life, addiction, abuse, hospitals, and survivor. So your work can naturally connect to the LLC and the 501(c)(3) you want to build. Organizations are often strongest when they are led by people who truly understand the problem from the inside, as long as they stay ethical, respectful, and mission focused. That's a huge key right there. That kind of firsthand experience can help you speak with credibility and empathy. And this is deep. This is deep, deep, deep. Deep, deep, deep. Um, a good framework for this is to keep things clean and grounded. Use this filter. Was I invited or did I pressure someone? Am I honoring the person's dignity? I love it when they do come out like the young lady Stephanie yesterday, because it's like, and even if she didn't, and because of the life experiences that I have, um people, I I know I took my path for a reason, and I needed to see certain things and I needed to experience certain things, right? But people need to be heard. People need to be seen. You understand? In a way where they're not people's foot is not smushing their face on the ground, that type deal. You know what I'm saying? So the filters, okay. Was I invited or did I pressure someone? Am I honoring the person's dignity? Am I speaking from my own experience or trying to profit off of theirs? Anybody know me know that that's some bullshit right there. Like that's not Emily. Does this serve a bigger purpose like education, healing, or advocacy? And when those that know me and they watch how I operate and who I am, they know, they know. Um, I guess that's the light. Um, if the answer to those points is yes, then you are usually in ethical territory. So a way, if anyone else is going through this or feel this, a way you can a true person. I mean the fake one, yeah, we could feel your ass out. You could say something like people do share things with me, but I don't push them. When somebody opens up, I take that seriously and respond with respect. My goal is to build something that helps people because I've lived enough to understand how real these struggles are. And it goes on to say, something like that keeps your voice strong without sounding on the defense. So it says, keep it centered on lived experiences, healing, ethical storytelling. That gives you room to talk about, um, the shelters you've been in, the women's recovery, the men's interacting with men, recovery, and why people sharing with you is a part of your real world perspective, not something you invented for content, you know? Um, so they go on to give strong topic ideas is what it means when people trust you with their stories. The difference between sharing lived experience and exploiting someone's pain. Why some people feel uncomfortable hearing real stories of survival. These are some good topics. How recovery, homelessness, addiction, and abuse shapes the way you see people. Another one is what ethical storytelling looks like on live video. Why healing work and community work should be rooted in consent and dignity. A clean live angle. Today, like you could say something like today I want to talk about what happens when people open up to you in real life and how to handle those stories with respect. I'm also talking, I smile because I'm thinking about the young lady yesterday. She has so much energy and she's such a beautiful person. I'm also talking about why lived experiences matters when you're trying to build something that helps people. Um, and then another thing is that when you tell, you gotta be careful also in real life. Like say for example, me creating my business, and if people have not really lived that life, um, they'll they'll shun you or they will make judgment pretty much on you. Um, so that lets you be personal without sounding a certain kind of way. It connects you naturally to your LLC and 501(c)(3) goals. Um, and it gives some possible live titles. I might take this into consideration. Why people trust you with their story, lived experience versus exploitation, what ethical storytelling really looks like, why real life pain shapes real life purpose, from survival to service. And some talking points is I didn't ask her to share. She chose to share. That's how comfortable people get with you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't look for that. The shit just fucking comes like naturally. I responded with pride and encouragement. People who have been through hard things often recognize safety in each other. Now that's for real. Real service work should come from compassion, consent, and responsibility, not just your motherfucking mouth running for nothing. My goal is to build something that helps people, not use people. And that's it. I just after I received that message, I was like, I want to have a an interview with him and talk about this, but I'm sure he's busy right now and didn't answer. But it's something good to think about. You know what I'm saying? Because it does happen. And trying to cut this alarm off on the other phone. And I've seen it too much, like, but then it's like, mm, would you call it a catch 22 or there's always more than one side to something, to situations, and sometimes the way people look at different situations and take it differently. If they always think negative or they don't have any experience at all, um, or looking to attack, or looking to build. As long as you know where your heart is, and I don't know. I have taken the road I have taken and the journey I have taken, and people come up to me and tell me some things, you know, and I tell them some things, and it's like it, not only comfort, but it's some true shit, like some good feeling shit, like none of that fake stuff. All right, hi. So, art pool, PVR, hi. Dylan Calendar, hi, and another I. Okay. Um, but I just wanted to come back on with a follow up after receiving that message. And it gives me something else to think about. Stephanie blew my mind yesterday. She came up there and said that like she is not shy to talk about what she goes through, and don't maybe not realize, or her journey was for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And by her being so open, and I did an interview with her a while ago, and by her being so open, it's going to help a lot of people, because a lot of people do need to be seen and do need to be heard at their level of comfort. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Not because somebody force them to, or not because they feel this is my duty to, but when they feel the need to. uh, and people like me is out here to listen to it. So um, I don't know, that's that. All right, peace.